positive.
God, we are so sick.
We just managed to order groceries. Someone's gonna steal the bread. It's 1 a.m. and they're testing us. You know the chicken that I butchered? Well, I'm cooking it. So I have my chicken, my egg, lettuce, because that's the only vegetable that I have right now. And this is government ration noodles, and I'm gonna make a stir fry. And that is being thrifty. It's 1:30 in the morning, and there is an uprising happening in China on social media. Everyone is on WeChat and they're all sharing videos, various aspects of the failures of this lockdown and their opinions about it. They're having to disguise it in other videos because as soon as they put it up, it's taken down, but people are uploading. It's everywhere. Like, this is crazy. Like, protesting isn't allowed in China. I just woke up 2 minutes ago. Now they're calling me to do a test. I'm shook. But at least I get to go out on the street. Oh my god. It's very exciting stuff. We're outside.
Well, at least I'm awake now at like a normal time.
Yeah. I'd rather be sleeping.
This is our chance. Let's do a runner.
I want to see them spray the air.
What's that song from Tangled? 7 a.m. the usual morning lineup.
PCR test and spray bleach at me.
Well, I'm running away before they can do that. No.
We get to go for a 10 meter walk? This is scandalous. Oh, here she is. Here's the escapee. Back we go. Outing of the month. Woo! Guys, it's not good. It's not good here. It is not good. So, it's day 25. I skipped a couple days because I was depressed. There's been things that have happened since I last spoke to you, including scarecrows of PCR workers to deter people from coming out of their homes, green metal fences caging people in their homes with no fire safety concern whatsoever, and an old lady with a broom escaping quarantine and attacking people. That was actually quite funny. In some cases, the green fences don't work too well, as you can see here. Honestly, the cases are consistently sticking around 20,000 a day. People I know are getting COVID who have been inside for 3-4 weeks because I guess Omicron is so contagious it's coming through on like food and packages, which makes this COVID zero policy kind of crazy in the long term. So right now I'm still here indefinitely and I've been here for 25 days. I'm actually starting to consider whether I should come home and leave China, which I didn't think I would ever say, but it's kind of getting a bit scary now. Maybe in 4 days I might be allowed to leave my apartment door and walk downstairs to the communal area, which is like 10 meters squared. But that also would mean I'd be able to pick up my own deliveries from the gate, which would obviously be a huge thing after like a month. So that's what I'm looking forward to right now. But last time I was going to get released to do that, they gave us another 2 weeks. Is it real? Was it not? I wasn't a conspiracy theorist before, but I'm starting to become one. Day 26. So we had to bring our antigen tests outside to check that we were negative so that we're safe to come outside to get another test. Oh no. Just another day in the life in quarantine, going downstairs to exchange vegetables. Love it. This building is screaming and shouting and banging pots and pans, and they're communicating with this building. Are they protesting? Are they just having a bit of fun? Who knows? Just found out that the outside screaming was from the neighbours because in our district, Jing'an of Shanghai, we haven't been getting any supplies like the other districts from the government. The last supplies we had was 1 pack of noodles a week ago. So everyone's banging, and currently in my community group chat, everyone's talking about how to make noise to protest from our apartments, like what tins, like what saucepans to hit. We are going to have PTSD and trauma from waking up every morning to megaphone shouting at our door, to persistent loud knocking and shouting, because they just randomly tell us to do tests at like 6 a.m. and with no prior warning. It's literally traumatizing. Another day, another food haul. Climbing the stairs. Now things have opened up a little bit. It means that certain stores are now going live for 5 minutes on the hour. Just so happened to check at 2 p.m. and got my order in. I'm going to present the Holy Grail. That is 3 boxes of cereal. I'm not going to tell you how much it cost because it was a lot. But you know what? This is the only happiness in my life right now. Do I look happy? I'm just trying to do my washing and then I have the sound of an uprising Shanghai in the background because that's the vibe. What am I living through? Help me. This ain't normal. This shit ain't normal. Literally makes me want to cry. People are like old and they like live in like older buildings, and we haven't had any food to this area, and we're privileged enough that we can afford the inflated prices for things, but they can't. So it's day 30. It's just getting a bit intense here because, well, last night they were obviously protesting by banging pots and pans, but this morning actual fights were breaking out, and you can just see them from my balcony. Obviously, because they're so desperate, they just don't know where to direct their frustrations, because apparently the other districts that have been getting a lot of food have retired government officials living there. So 1, they have control over the food, and 2, obviously they want to keep it sweet for those in the government. So love that bit of corruption. So all this cooking has incurred accident, which is I cut my finger, and it's not giving you the middle finger. It's nasty. Like I grated it. I grated my skin off, and it was a lot of blood. So I just ran it under the tap. But I asked my people in my community if they had any plasters, and bless them, they offered me some plasters. So this restores my faith in humanity for today. I'm so tired. It's a public holiday. This is illegal. Yep. Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
This is beautiful. When I look at this,
so beautiful
with the flowers and palm trees,
I feel like we're really appreciating the greenery now. We can come outside later, to be fair.
walk up and down, maybe.
Yeah. So the government just left this outside of our door, which is traditional Chinese medicine syrup that you're meant to sit in. We don't understand the purpose or the reason because none of us are sick. We're not going to try it. We're not going to try it. Another thing we managed to get was sanitary towels because the government have not been providing for women these days, so we had to ask a driver to go get it for us. It has kicked off in the group chat because someone has put a bicycle lock on our community gate, locked it, and no one knows where the key is. They are saying we are not animals, the CDC needs to control themselves. Also a fire hazard, and what if someone has a heart attack? That those ambos aren't getting in because no one has the key around here. The people are rising. I just asked our delivery driver that we have on WeChat to go and find me some dried yeast because I'm going to try and make some tortillas because it's really, really hard to get bread right now. Dried yeast. Usually there's a baoan here to guard this gate, but today I am safe to put my phone through. I really do feel like I'm in a prison. This hotel here gets cases every day. How long is it going to take for us to actually be able to get out of these gates? At least today it's very sunny and I'm free to walk here. Might as well walk down to the other side so I can show you how big our community is. This is my building. If I walk down this way, this is the other gate. So here to the end. The positives of living in a small community is that management isn't as strict, so it's pros and cons. I've come back outside. This time I've really been out properly for an extended period of time, for 32 days. This is actually very nice to be outside. Just a change of scenery. I've been out here for a while, and I've just noticed that on the top of this wall is shards of glass like protruding out like the whole way. What the hell? Tonight, it all began tonight. What do you do, what do you say? Bitch, the way I think I'm a main character in a music video, I need to stop. The first time I'm allowed out of quarantine, I've fallen over and I've hurt my foot. Like, trust me, after 32 days, to finally have some freedom. And then I've just fallen over. Tonight I'm attempting to make flour tortillas. A miracle has happened. These look bomb. These look so good. I just can't believe I made dough and it turns into this. Mind blowing. I'm a chef. Guys, it's a feast.
A Mexican feast.
A Mexican feast. Good morning. It is now day 34. And last night we got a big order of veggies. Of course, this didn't come from the government because we live in Jing'an where no one is distributing any goods. So we had to do a group buy. But these were really cheap. And I ordered spring onions, like scallions. These are the biggest onions I've ever seen in my entire life. And I ordered lots and lots of potatoes. And look at all these sweet potatoes. It's really crazy how in Shanghai, like, you either have nothing or you have everything. Like, there's no middle ground here. So I've been painting, and I have been painting. Can you guess? Can you guess who it is? It's Lana Del Rey. Because it's my friend's birthday today and she loves Lana Del Rey. So apparently I do commissions now because I'm an artist. Hi, it's day 26 and I'm back outside, exerting my small piece of freedom that I have, and I've just sat down. Today actually in Shanghai they reported 4,360 cases. So cases are going down, but they seem to be leveling out at this 4,000 region. They actually just started testing Beijing and they're now at like 50 cases a day, which doesn't seem like a lot compared, but that's how we started in Shanghai, so that might get bad pretty soon. In another strange development, Shanghai have now decided to redefine COVID cases to societal COVID cases, which means every day they see how many people test positive outside of quarantine centres and isolation. In the global news, I've seen a lot of segments say that Shanghai has begun easing restrictions, but in a lot of cases that's not true. It's just very, maybe like 5-10% of compounds in Shanghai are allowing people out for like 10 minutes at a time or just in their local neighbourhood, but nothing is open, so they're just going for like a quick cycle and going back home. Some good news is that groceries are now more readily available on like delivery apps, which means that's less of a stress now. I can get like some things when I need to. On the flip side, I still don't know when I'm going to get released. Will it be another 2 weeks? Will it be another month? Will it be another 3 months? I don't know. And it's become really hard to plan my next move. I just don't know what to do. So far I have been teaching online, but I think now that schools realise that we're not going back anytime soon, they're going to change the way they approach it, which in my case seems like they're going to reduce our workload so that they can reduce our pay. As I'm speaking right now, Lou is at the airport getting a flight back to the UK, which is crazy. Like, I know that her experience has been very different to mine because she had COVID and it was really stressful and horrible. And I just feel really lucky that I never experienced that stress. And I think that's one of the reasons why I've stuck around, is because I live in such a nice community. I'm really lucky. Like, the neighbours have been really nice to me and helpful in that respect. Like, I've not had the worst lockdown experience, so that hasn't driven my need to leave straight away like Lou. And I think this lockdown really has been subjective to various different people based on their community, based on if they've had COVID and the resources available to them. Your community managers of a certain area have the right to overrule the law, and they can basically make up their own rules. They can decide if they're going to do a hard lockdown or a soft lockdown. They've decided that even precautionary areas, which means you are allowed to go out, will be treated as control areas. That isn't the law, that's just what the community leaders have decided, and we have to abide by that. Hence, I don't know when I'm going to be allowed out at this point, because there's cases in this area coming up every day, not my specific community, but in the area. I'm in limbo. I don't know when I'm going to get released, and there's no information. So it's now day 40. It's been a few days since I vlogged because there's really no new content to share. It's like Groundhog Day every day. Maybe something positive to share is that the wildlife has taken over. The stray cats have now decided to roam free, and it's actually quite funny because they're the only ones who are allowed out in the city. So I wish I was a cat right now. What's kind of weird is that I haven't had a PCR test in over a week now. If you haven't had a test in around a week, your health code goes yellow, which means you are not allowed to walk out on the streets. So I think it's a strategy put in by the government to deprive people of the test so that it stops them from going out. I was never allowed to go out anyway. The community has basically decided to police themselves. What was just announced yesterday for quite a lot of Shanghai was that this week is being treated as a silent week, which means that it's going back to total lockdown. No group orders, no individual orders, no going outside whatsoever. It's essentially regressed back to what it was at the beginning of lockdown, because they are really striving to have COVID zero by the end of this month. So if all goes to plan, we should be allowed to leave at the beginning of June, but I've said this before on many occasions and it's just gone on and on. It really does feel like one step forward, two steps back. I really need to think about whether I am going to stay in China or not. I need to make a serious list of pros and cons and all my options, because I don't know what's best for me anymore. Stay sane, Amy, stay sane. This one shows a positive result and this one, no lines at all.
We're taken to the streets.
So quiet. I'm literally riding away from any police car I see.
Miss me here, what the hell?
This is insane.